Normally when we see the Renfield character, it's almost grotesque, but with Nick's performance, it's so full of wit and charm, and I thought that was a unique take. With Dracula, I just thought there was room there to try something hitting the flavor of comedy and horror, which I don't think has been done very often, and that's what I was focusing on.
Guys, this is my favorite film of the year so far. It is absolutely amazing. Congratulations. It is incredible. Nicolas Cage, first question is for you. How do you approach playing this version of Dracula, and did you use any inspiration from Bela Lugosi or Christopher Lee?
You know, it was a matter of cherry picking what's been done well in the past and seeing what I liked and then extruding out from there. But the lion's share of the channeling was my own father, August Coppola. I thought he was a perfect model for Dracula, and I mean that in the best possible way. It's not a put down. He just spoke in a very elegant, eloquent manner, and whenever he walked into the room, he was always the smartest man in the room, and I think Dracula, being around for hundreds of years, would be that person.
Now, Nicholas Hoult, this is a whole new spin on Renfield. Can you talk to me about what you are most excited to bring to this version of Renfield?
I mean, the things that I loved about, there's so many things that I loved about the other performances of Renfield throughout the years, Dwight Fry's and Tom Waits's, but they're playing Renfield at a very different time in the Dracula story, or I might say the Renfield story for this one. But like, yeah, so it's this thing of 100 years later, how he's been worn down and lost the kind of crazed love and fervent belief in Dracula and become kind of this dog's body who's trying to escape it. So looking more into that realm of how it is to be trapped for a long time.
Mr. Cage, this is a dream role for you because I've read before that you've wanted to play Dracula for a while. Can you talk to me about when you first read this script, what spoke to you the most about this version of Dracula?
Really what spoke to me the most was that this new interpretation of Renfield, because normally when we see the Renfield character, it's almost grotesque, but with Nick's performance, it's so full of wit and charm, and I thought that was a unique take. With Dracula, I just thought there was room there to try something hitting the flavor of comedy and horror, which I don't think has been done very often, and that's what I was focusing on.
With this version of Renfield, what did you want to bring to the role that wasn't necessarily on the page?
I mean, that wasn't on the page. Ryan Ridley did an amazing job with the script. It was very funny and charming, and he had a great look at, you know, what it is to be. I think the most interesting thing was the regret of Renfield. For me, there's someone who's kind of been charmed by Dracula and gone to work for him, but lost all of himself along that. So the regret was big, and also this kind of, for the comedy, this idea that he was always kind of saying something that would lead people to understand that he was 100 years old and been around for a long time, and then retracting those statements. So those were the two things that I found interesting.
The last time that you guys worked together was where you played father and son in The Weatherman. Can you talk to me about how the dynamic is different this time around with you guys? Obviously, you guys are playing different characters in a different film.
Well, this is a much more toxic relationship.
Sure.
This is a much more abusive relationship. I think the relationship in The Weatherman was, the lion's share of it was motivated by love. You know, it's father and son. This is more abusive boss and minion.
Well, look, guys, incredible job on this film. I absolutely loved it. Incredible job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.